Hello there, and welcome to episode 100 of Radio Free Endor. With me, well, I'm Jamie, as you all know, and with me is my son, Christopher. Hi, Chris, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. Wow, episode 100. I feel like I've only been here for 40 of them.
You probably have actually. So I think the good, I think a good 40. I'm trying to think when I started. But who would have thought? Do you know what? When I first started these podcasts, I was thinking, will I get to 100? It's took a long time considering I've just been doing like one or two a month, but it's calculated up. They've got more once when we were doing the TV shows, and then so we could get them every couple of weeks get episodes in, so that put the tally up really quite fast. But 100 episodes, damn! I should have had a really good intro for my episode 100, because when I first started. I did like little audio dramas. I kind of missed them actually, but if you remember rightly, I started out with Paul, my one of my old friends from Leicester, and we did so many with him, and he was good enough to come on and do them, even though he was not a very chatty lad. But he got through them and got some right good classics out there. There's one of me singing. Uh, there's I like the Christmas ones and the Halloween ones. I keep banging them out. If anyone wants to hear them, if you go back a couple of years to the Halloween editions, you've got it came to Endor, and the American Werewolf on Endor and stuff like that. Excuse me. Oh, and the Ritual of Endor as well. That one was really good. That had a proper big casting, and that was the last one. I think the last one I did actually. I should get back into them. I really did enjoy them, but it's trying to get the crew back together to do it. It's hard. It's really hard, but it is good. But anybody who wants to have a listen, go back, because if you put them all together from day one, it it made up a little story. For the 10 or 20 episodes, it was like a little story of me starting at the AT-AT, coming in under new management, and slowly building up, getting Paul in to do all the electrics and build it up, and then going out into the villages. There's even an episode where do you remember when old Pulps came back? Somehow he came back, and it was in a Fortnite episode of the game Fortnite. Well, I ripped off the audio, and I put it that I was doing a bit of shopping in Endor Village, and then the Star Destroyer turned up and boomed out that he was back, and I thought that worked better than what happened in Fortnite. It was good. So I had some really good times. I just want to just quickly say thanks to Rob Southgate, who, without him, I couldn't have done this show really. He produces the show, you could say, and he's helped me a lot through this whole time that I've been doing podcasts, and he's helped me out. You know what I mean? He's really helped me out on times. Oh, here's somebody we know. Ho, hello, Raw Farmby. How you doing there, matey? So it was good. I enjoyed them. I'll have to. The Christmas ones are good as well. They had always, because I tried to base like off a TV, off a film, a Christmas film with a little bit of Star Wars, and I think what I did, the Polar Express, the Polar to Endor, and I did a Krampus one as well. A Krampus one that was really good. Um, oh, when did you start this? My podcast library shows me it was uh, May the 16th, 2016. It could have been. Could be 2016. Sounds about right, that does. Yeah,
That's a
May.
very long time.
Yeah, yeah. It is. Well, for me it was, yeah. Could be. I'll have to have a look actually when I go back. I did archive them. But I've got some I've got every cover. Because at one point I was doing all the covers to the episodes. Let's just go back, see if I can find them here. Episode covers in my Here we go. Oh yeah. Here we go. So my Christmas one, right? So this was it. So if I'll add this to the stream. Actually, here we go. Present. Share screen. That's it. Windows. There we go. Boop. So that should come on. Yeah. So did that one. That was really good. That had Josh. That had Josh from Rebels cast in it. That one did, and I went through so many. Jason Christman joined us for episode 10, Radio Free Endor, a Rogue One roundtable. And the episode 2, system shut down. That was quite good as well. Look at the old logo. Look at that. Oh, look, Chris, you was in episode 3. You came on in episode 3.
What was that now?
Yeah. What else do we got? Oh, Rob Southgate came and visited. That was good. Then that was the first one. Jason Christman came on to episode 6. Then David Collins. We had David Collins on the show. Couldn't believe it. On a countdown to celebrations, he was great. That's a good episode. Go back and listen to that. That's a really good episode. Jonathan Bell started off Radio Free Endor way back in the day, and then of course he was only at school at the time, and he had bits to do. He was doing his schoolwork, so he put it out there. I remember listening to the episode, and he put it out there. Does anybody want to take it over? And I was like, whoa, I've got to do it. I feel like I need to do it. Endor Things episode 9, that Pam Rose. She was in the original Star Wars film. I interviewed her at Star Wars Celebrations. She was having a coffee. I went, do you mind if I can interview you? And she was like, yeah, that's fine. Happy Life Day. Trying to think who that was with no one. I forgot to take the with off. Oh, look at that. There it is, right. Episode 13, The Endor Express with Jimmy Mack. So I had Jimmy Mack from Rebel Force Radio, and that was really good episode. He was talking at all things Star Wars, of course. Great. And then Carrie Fisher died, so it was in 2016, yeah. Sandeep Mohan, I interviewed him at a convention because he was sitting next to me because I was selling cupcakes. That's how I was like, hey, I've got to get him. So we interviewed him. Then I had a friend, Captain of Lost Waves, on. Brian Miller, Jake Miller. Sorry, what was that? Jake Miller? Jake Murray. Sorry, Jake Murray. These are Star Wars artists from 2016, yeah, from Celebrations. Stu Arnold, I've chatted to, he's great. I've had Stu Arnold on no end of, he's been on this episode, but I've had him. He's one of my personal friends now. We speak often, and he often sends me videos saying, as the Terminator, if you get back, he's so good, so good. Mark Newbold, I had James Burns on from Jedi News. Yeah, and I put it to double impact. Look at that. James Burns interviews James Burns. Look at that. Boom. Film and Comic Con Sheffield. That was a good one. Oh man. Oh yeah. There's our Halloween one there. Endor It Halloween special. That was a really good one. And the night before a Christmas, Endor Christmas. That was really good. Simon Wilkie. He does the voice of C-3PO, and he's got the droid suit for some commercials that have been on TV. And he was so good to come on and do this episode for me as C-3PO. He even put all the servo noises into his audio. It was great. Last solo. Oh, Ian Crabb. Now, this one here was a bonus episode with Ian Crabb. Ian Crabb is now sadly passed away. He passed away to the big C. And we talked about all things music because he did a podcast for Sideshow Sound Radio, which I don't think is running anymore. And he was absolutely gold. You can go on to iTunes and listen back to his shows where he's talking to no end of different composers. he had on his Kevin Kiner, who did the soundtrack to Ahsoka and Clone Wars. He had him on his show, and I've sent a message out to Sideshow Sound, see if I can have his audio, if I can use his audio from that, and just to play it on our show, because I like to keep the spirit alive, and because he was such a nice man, such a nice man. Hawkins, Hamill, and the Stars. It's amazing how I came up with these titles. What do you reckon, Chris?
Yeah, I think creativity is one of your most overflowing
Yeah, you was on that one.
aspects.
So 31 as well. Look at that. Chris Burns, 31. Paul Bateman, of course, good journey. Paul Bateman was on episode 32. He is great. If you get a chance to follow him on Twitter and on Facebook, follow him. He's been in a couple of movies as well. He's been in V for Vendetta and Robin Hood, but he's down near Elm Street Studios, which there's a good link to Elm Street Studios later. I'll tell you about that. There was two-part there. Resistance is futile. So that was when Resistance first started. You know, I can't remember much about that series, Chris. Can you?
I wouldn't necessarily say I even watched it.
Yeah. And then we went down to Leicester for the Toys Be With You. May the Toys Be With You. And so I had Matt Fox on. He had his entire collection of Star Wars at the Jury Wall Museum. Me, Nicholas, and your older brother Sam, we went down there, and it was absolutely fantastic. There was some. If this is a traveling show, you could not show an exhibition which you can go to around, and you can see some prototypes from Kenner and Palatoy. Matt Fox, he's a good guy. If you got any Star Wars questions about action figures, you want to listen to him on Twitter and on Facebook or X. And episode 35, The Ritual of Endor. That is my personal favorite one. That one is of all my Halloween episodes. That one was my favorite. And of course, that was the time when episode 36, Stan Lee had passed away. And oh yeah, Ivan Ortega. So yeah, I interviewed him. Now he put a video out on YouTube how he fixed The Last Jedi, and it was quite good. Some really good extra edits and extra footage put in to make it more just to sort of like sort out the bad bits. It was quite good. Yeah, he was a nice bloke to talk to. Krampus comes to Endor. That's a good one. Oh, damn, yeah, that's a good one as well. That was my Christmas episode. And with a lot of help from my wife, your brother, Nicholas, when he was a nipper, his little voice talking in that. Great episode. If you get a chance, listen to that one. Episode 37, Krampus. You only have to listen to the intros. You don't have to listen to the old episode, but just listen to the intros. And I know Royal Farm Boy, yeah, go back and have a listen to these intros that I'm talking about. I think you'll enjoy them. They're really, really good. Who else did I have? Tom Long and Ross Joseph. Oh yeah, they made a video, a film called Heroes. That was good. Documenting the Empire. Yeah, that was really good. Do you know, for the life of me, I can't remember much about the industry, but I know they were really nice guys. It's a wrap. Oh yeah. They finished the Mandalorian episode. What's that? 8? Is that 8? Episode 8? Mandalorian? No, episode 8. Mandalorian. I can't remember. Yeah, but
9.
9. Yeah, Star Wars 2019 celebration in the corner there. Absolute Power. Peter Mayhew died in 2019. I remember that one. We did a show about Peter Mayhew. Then, yes, we're back with Mark Noble. We came back for 42. The Rise of Skywalker, we did a final breakdown. Oh, that was our Halloween special as well. We did Haunting Ghosts with Caroline McKendrick and Marion Hill. Now, I've sent a message out to them for our next Halloween episode to see where they're coming along with their ghost hunting, because they are all over the country. They are real Ghostbusters there. They are proper Ghostbusters there. Mando and the Child. Yeah, you can see where we're going with these ones, because we're now going into Mandalorian. The Rise of Skywalker world premiere. Nicholas came on with that one. Awards. Another Halloween 2020. That one did not have an intro. I gave it up by then. And then of course we went into the episodes. Yeah. Oh look there, look at that one. That's a good one there. Wanted ghost stories for our Halloween episode. Can you help me out? Send me your audio clips to Dropbox or to radiofreeendor@gmail.com. Record it like you're around a campfire. That is right now. If you want to do that, please do that. And when we record it, I love ghost stories. I just love ghost stories. So that'd be quite interesting. Oh, Real Fun Boy's got one. Here, what's this? It's been so long ago. I might have these in my ears back then. Yeah, no doubt you did. But they're always good to go back and listen to. That's for sure. That one I did as a special card. You could buy that as a poster. I did put it out as a poster. And then somebody said, "Oh, you can't because I'm ripping off another film." And I was like, "Oh, damn!" And of course, some logos there. Yeah, there is loads more. There is loads more. Yeah. So yeah, there's our podcasting history there, right there. It's been a long in, Chris.
It's a massive history of amazing episodes. I'd like to say the quality's probably gone uphill since I joined, but it's probably screeched to a halt and fell off a cliff due to my abilities to record.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you make it, Chris. You make it. And your other half says, I do tell good stories. That's right, Ollie. I do tell good ghost stories. Thank you very much, Holly. We do. Right then, Chris. Should we head over to the news?
100%. Let's get to it.
Okay, let's head over to the news. Right then, Chris. Have you got anything first?
Well, there's a link on Dark Horizons, one of your favorite dubious websites of choice. It's not very dubious. That says that the official synopsis for Star Wars Skeleton Crew has been leaked and published online by Mando 3 Updates. It reads the following. In the first episode of Skeleton Crew, we are introduced to 4 kids who make a mysterious discovery on their seemingly safe home planet and get lost in a strange and dangerous galaxy, finding their way home, meeting unlikely allies and enemies, and will be in a greater adventure than they ever imagined.
Now, I've not seen the trailer for this. You have, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, I could have sworn that you told me that it had been leaked. I could not find it, Chris. They had either been really, really good at clearing it up. I just could not find it. When do you think they're going to drop a trailer for this? Because this is next, isn't it? This is what's next that's coming on to Disney Plus, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. I think that it will be released January 2024 would be my guess.
Yeah, 2024. Now there has been comparisons that have been made to this show to Star Trek Prodigy, and that's an animated Star Trek.
I wouldn't necessarily say I've seen that. Like, the trailer that we saw at Star Wars Celebrations didn't like give any weird vibes of like. It very much gave like this like Goonies-esque vibe set in a New Republic, very much in like the normal planet, like a normal planet in the New Republic, not Peridia, or any of this random stuff that we're seeing now from the Filoniverse. Very much just a very normal TV show that, whilst looked great, Jude Law, amazing. Hopefully we'll get to see him a little bit more in the show. I think it's one of the things that we should expect to see a trailer drop in the next few weeks for a January release date.
I hope so.
Executive producer is John Watts. That's who directed the first 2 Amazing Spider-Man films. So,
yeah. Now, this is also, they reckon it's a bit like Goonies and Stand By Me. and it's about some kids who become lost in the Star Wars universe. Is that right?
Very much so. It's funny.
Now,
I've literally found
have you
there's
found it?
there's places online that still have a leaked trailer, but
Have you found it?
of course I have.
Let's
Just
have a look at it. Send me the link. We won't put it on screen, but we can certainly just have a. Or could we? Could you think we could sneak it on?
No, because you'll get taken down,
Would I?
and then no one else will see the rest of the episode.
Screen maybe next. Baspin Bulletin got reason, got believed it may be in December 24th. So, whoa, ooh,
That's a long time away.
So soon.
No, 2024. That's we're in 2023.
Oh God, yeah. What was that? Why did I think we were in 2024?
Unless they are looking to move the Acolyte up, and then move Acolyte to an early next year release, and move Skeleton Crew backwards. Both of them seem very much ready to go from the trailers that I saw. I think will be very interesting. I think Skeleton Crew is really, really exciting, and I can't wait to find out what Jude Law is up to.
All right, so I'm gonna. So Chris has just sent me the trailer, so I'm just gonna try and describe it so as it plays. Yeah, because we can't show. We can. Could we play the audio off it? Nah, no. So it starts off with these kids, and then a forest, and looks like these kids walking through. Then a door opens. It looks like in a workshop. Some kids. Then looks like a speeder heading down to a building. Somebody's walking in. Now you're in a forest. Somebody legging it through the forest. Somebody going back to. Oh God, that's what is going on. Oh, the Lucasfilm logo comes up. So let's hold on. Right. So, God, that was halfway. So basically, it just showed you like a quick bits of like the kids. I take it they're the kids in various situations. It looks like somebody's driving home to a house, a Star Wars house, finding somebody missing, maybe. And then the logo comes up. Then there's a ship flying. Oh, that ship looks familiar. Why does that ship looks familiar? It looks like that ship that's those pirate ships. You can buy a Lego kit of it, Chris. The Lego, where the pirate ship in the Mandalorian, the little pirate fighters that look like triangles. They look like weird little triangles stuck together or whatever. That looked like that on that. So it's flying over the surface. And then there's a scene where you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 of the kids. One of them is like a CGI creature. It looks like Max Rebo. Looks like a Max Rebo to me. And then then you see the ship pulling up. Some people are talking. Door opens. It looks like they're going into the ship. They're in an office. Some people talking. The kids are now running. Some more people talking. Somebody picks up a gun. It's a pirate. Yeah. That was. I just saw the droid from Star Tours. Rex, DJ Rex.
It's a look-alike droid. It's not,
and that's where it stops. It's only half.
Yeah, there's a bit more to the trailer. It's missing out all the bits with Jude Law in. Jude Law.
Oh right,
but
gotcha.
They asked us to keep a secret, and I'm happy to oblige.
Oh man, you and your secrets. Oh, damn it. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Yeah, it from the look of the trailer looks really, really good. I'm really, really excited about this Skeleton Crew. Really am. And then when do you think? We got a message. Let's have a look. Raw Fanboy, and Ortolian. Yep, like Max Rebo. Oh right, okay. Do you know? I didn't know Max Rebo was an Ortolian. I didn't know that. Oh, thank you for telling me that. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So, so is that one of the kids then, Chris? One of the kids is an alternate what? Ortolian.
Yes, I believe so.
So that's going to be like a CGI creature all the way through the series. Then I'll take it.
I think a lot of it was done with physical props.
Well, that'd be interesting. And there is no leaked video yet for the Acolyte either, is there?
There
No one's
was.
posted that.
If you know where to look, you'll find anything on the internet.
I go on Reddit. Chris sent me a link to Reddit, by the way, so you go onto Reddit and have a look. Right, I've been on Reddit and I could not find it. I put Star Wars leaked trailers, but obviously, if you put Star Wars Skeleton Crew, you'll find it.
You have to remember that the legitimate sources get taken down very fast, and it's only knowing truly where to look deep is where you will find it.
Right, cool. Right, so yeah, we're looking forward to the Skeleton Crew coming soon, and I like Jude Law. Now, something came up on Fantasy Tracks about L Street Studios. Remember me saying about L Street Studios? Well, here we go. Apparently, this is a story from Mark Newbold on Fantasy Tracks on October the 6th, 2023. He said, stages 7, 8, and 9 to be demolished. Right. The stages that brought the original Star Wars trilogy and the first 3 Indiana Jones films and numerous other classics to life are set to be demolished. Identifying asbestos in the roofs of stage 7, 8, and 9, the additional discovery of reinforced autoclaved eradicate. Right, yeah. The concrete that's fallen to bits. That's fallen to bits all over Britain at the moment, also known as rack, marked the death knell for this iconic stages. To give some perspective to how important these stages are in the history of the saga, for Star Wars, Stage 7 was the home to the Lars kitchen, should I say, the power station at Anchorhead, Ben Kenobi's cave, while for Return of the Jedi, it served as the home of Jabba's dungeon corridor, cell, and the boiler room, the Rancor pit, and its holding tunnel. Additional scenes were filmed on the stages 8 and 9. All this history is about to be lost. So, wow. Right. So he's also said this: part of a television studio where Star Wars was filmed will be demolished after unsafe concrete was discovered. Film stages in L Street in Hertfordshire, where Star Wars, Pointless, The Chase, and feature films Paddington were filmed, will be knocked down and rebuilt. L Street Studios shut its stages 7, 8, and 9 after workers discovered asbestos during routine inspection last year. When I can't even say the word. When repairing work began, the roof was found to obtain wreck the bubbly reinforced autoclaved arite or whatever it is concrete that can collapse. According to Hertsmere Borough Council, which owns the studio, the roof at L Street had not only lost their useful life, but were in dangerous state. But this week, the authority said it will pull down the 3 stages, which were built in the 60s. The council will rebuild them, put forward a package of ongoing support. Wow. The studio, which is based in Hertfordshire, is more than 100 years old. Other stages in the area include the George Lucas stages, where Strictly Come Dancing is filmed, are safe and unaffected. I'm sure that's where 007 stages at L Street Studios as well. Oh, no, was that Pinewood? It's Pinewood, that is. It's Pinewood. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to see that go, but unfortunately, that stuff is crap. You know what I mean?
I don't want to say ashes to
concrete.
ashes, dust to dust, but sadly, nothing can survive forever.
Yeah. Hold on, Raw Phoneboy's got a message here. I understand you, Chris. I follow spoilers. I keep under my cap the things I hear. Good on you for keeping quiet. Well done there, Chris. Well done there for keeping quiet.
Part of what they say, you know.
Yeah. To be fair, though, when we went to Star Wars Celebrations and they were coming out with some stuff, and I was like, have they asked us to keep this secret or not? And they were like, no. They were just, especially when they were talking about the future of the Star Wars parks at Disneyland, we were thinking, are these spoilers? But obviously not, because they allow us. They didn't say anything of the kind, did they, Chris?
It's when it came down to the main conference rooms, they very much, was very much said, we will show things when the lights go down. Do not record. If you get caught, you will be kicked out. And obviously, people have their own different risk for putting stuff on the internet and telling everyone how it is.
Yeah.
But it's one of these things where, I saw quite a bit of real of Skeleton Crew, Acolyte, and Endor and Ahsoka. But I'm just so surprised that hardly any of that content has been released on the internet yet.
I must admit, yeah.
I have one thing to say, that I do hold my hand up and say, there was obviously I saw the footage for the Acolyte in the intro panel, and I said to Dad, they're going to show the Acolyte trailer again in the High Republic panel. You should go, because they will show it. And he was like, I'm not going to a High Republic panel. And me and Holly went to it, and me and Holly saw the trailer a second time, and he was like, God, I should have went.
I should have gone. I should have listened to you, son. I should have gone. Yeah, but we were really busy over that weekend. Really busy. Now, I'm a bit. Well, I'll show you this one because this came up on the new Black series of action figures have come up, and these ones are very, very special, right? These ones are. Let me just share my screen with you. Here we go. Share screen of that one. That one. There we go. These look amazing. Now, these are the Black Series Holocron collection. Oh, the advertisement. There we go. Oh, what's happening there? Oh, that went over there. I don't know why that did. So these ones are figures that you put like a battery in the bottom, and they highlight the action figure like a hologram, so you can hold it. So you got the Mandalorian one. So that's how it looks when it's on its puck. Is it like a puck they call it or something, Chris? The holocron puck. When they're yeah. So you got that one on the Mandalorian. In his various different, you can pose him with different stuff. So it's just an action figure on it, really. Where's the other one? So, all right. So then you got Han Solo with his blaster. He's got one that looks really, really cool. I like these. I like these a lot. He's doing his famous pose though. Hey, right. So let's go for it. But there's one here, which I thought. Oh, this was on Axe Wolves. Oh, I didn't know this one was out. Axe Wolves is coming out. He's part of what's the crew he's in, Chris?
He's part of the Mandalorians.
Yeah. Who's his boss?
His boss was Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan,
from the fractured unit that left Bo-Katan.
Yeah, he's in Bo-Katan's. That's right. But there we go. Yep, bounty pucks say wanted in Arabic. Ah, right. Oh, thanks for that, real phone boy. I was gonna do a Google search on it actually. So I wonder if that's their number. Are they got individual numbers?
No, that's not the number. That's the amount of credits that they.
Of course, what they wanted. Oh, Bo-Katan. Yeah, this one's Bo-Katan.
The Night Owls, as Royal Farm Boy says.
Ah, right. Yeah. There you go. Night Owls. Oh, yeah. Cool. Have you noticed that Bo-Katan's worth more?
Well, she's the leader.
More. Yeah. So she's worth 3,000 credits. Well, no, it's 30,000 credits, isn't it? So she is. Look at that. I think these are really good. They're like 3D print. I bet somebody could 3D print these in clear plastic. But these look really, really good. Where's this? This is the one I was looking at for a certain person for Christmas. Ahsoka Tano. How cool does this one look? And she's worth 40,000 credits, Chris. And she's a Jedi. She looks
I
like.
thought Yoda said that Luke was the last of the Jedi.
Well, she's not really a Jedi. But have you noticed how the blades come out of her lightsabers?
Mm-hmm.
So she must. I wonder if it comes with 2 sets of lightsabers. Looks pretty cool though, didn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Is that the last one? Oh, so let's just see how much the Mandalorian is worth. Is that 20? No, that's 30,000 credits. Right. Let's have a look at how much Han Solo's worth. Han Solo's worth 30,000 credits. Yeah. Oh, so what's his name worth then? Oh no, it's 20,000 credits. Sorry. Yes, 20. And so Axe is worth 10. Is it 10? Yeah. 10,000 credits. Not worth much there, is he? These are retailed at in the States are $34.99 guaranteed. Just change that dollar to a pound sign. These will be £35 when they come out. If you ever need Arabic read, just ask. I can read it. Can you read it fluently? Royal Farm can you read it fluently? That's what we want to know. Yeah. So these are pretty good. I'm gonna guaranteed I'm gonna buy one or two of these easily. Have you got anything? Have you got anything else?
It's we've been a bit of a news dry spot, to be fair. Like, not really. Not a lot is happening.
Well, yeah,
at the current time.
Yeah. So, what else there was on? I was just going through this, and there was something else. Oh yeah, there was it. So Ahsoka, the soundtrack part 2 is now out. Oh, Royal Thornboy says yes, he can. He can read it fluently. Oh, but that's interesting when you're watching The Mandalorian or Obi-Wan or something like that. So anyway, so Ahsoka Volume 2, parts 4 to 8, original soundtrack is out. I've got it already. I had to get it. I was like, oh, I've got to get this, and it is so good, especially with the musical cues in this last episode of Ahsoka. The musical cues on it are so on the nose, especially with the Force theme that comes into it. And there's well, as we go into the episode, I'll go through the cues. Oh, your other half, Chris, says, ask Chris about the $26.5 million Star Wars mansion. Please tell. Chris, what's this?
Well,
is this something you want to share?
Yes, I have made an acquisition attempt to buy a Star Wars mansion for £10.
What?
It got declined, but happy to show the pictures of the mansion if it was going to be accepted.
Yeah, go on then.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, let's have a look at this. You put a bid in for £10.
No, of course not. I'm making a joke.
Right. Okay. Talk
So
us through
this house I believe it's in Florida or something, is $26.5 million. And it's in California. My mistake. But Holly was very much like, you need to show your dad. You need to show your dad. All right. Okay, I will. I think the amount of stuff in here, from Clone Wars to Hoth stormtroopers, winter troopers, to like pool tables, clone trooper helmets, just very, very lots amount of stuff.
Wow.
We can see like,
do you know, you'd buy it, and when you moved in, all this would be gone. You'd be like, "Eh? Where's it all?" And they'd be like, "Oh, didn't we not say we were taking it with us?"
and then you got like,
My God, that looks amazing. Oh, look at that middle bit with all the helmets. Oh, look at that speeder bike. I love it. Oh my God. What are those clone troopers called, Chris?
that one right there. If my memory serves me right, that is a clone trooper from the Battle of Kashyyyk.
Did he get his head cut off?
No, it's not one of them ones. It's one of the
Right.
ones that were actually in the swamps.
Yeah.
I think.
Ah. Because you always, do you know, after you pointed that out, where he just goes, "Rrr," chops the guy's head off, and was like, "Meh, let's go." And everyone's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. You
Chop your
never
head off,
forget it.
Aaron.
2 TV shows so you can watch 2 TV so you can watch a good Star Wars film next to a bad one.
Oof, God, there's 3 of them. You know, at least you can watch six good ones and 3 bad ones, I suppose. Yeah. Wow, look at that. I'm not too keen on the settees, but the decor looks amazing. I'll get rid of the settees. What's that? What's that? Next to Darth Maul there.
That looks like something from KOTOR, like a Sith I forgot that name. It's a
Female
Sith. It's a
Dathomir?
Sith I forgot what their names are.
Thanks, Raw Fanboy. 41st Elite Legion, like green. Commander Gree. Yep, Kashyyyk. Well done there. Thank you. Go on then, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah, it's something from I can't quite remember, but it's the same species as Hero, but a
Is
Sith.
it a Sith version?
A Sith.
Royal Fanboy will know. Come on. Who is that that girl? She's got the same markings as Darth Maul, yeah, but she's a Twi'lek, yeah,
Twi'lek,
a
that's
Twi'lek,
it.
a
A
Twi'lek.
Twi'lek.
But she's got the same markings as Darth Maul. Is she from the expanded universe? So that's what the question we're
This is
putting
how
out there
you
to
wish you
chat.
could keep all of your your
Oh man,
toys.
yeah, Twi'lek, yeah, Twi'lek, yeah.
Twi'lek.
But where is
Literally.
she? Why has she got the same markings as Darth Maul? That's what we're asking.
We got pairs holders, literally. C3PO with a silver leg. This doesn't really look more. It looks Star Wars, but it looks a bit more Star Trekky to me.
Yeah, it does look more Star Trekky than Star Wars. Yeah.
But it's
Oh, what we got here? Yeah, RFB ain't schooled Knights of the Old Republic. Okay, all right, no worries, matey, no worries. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. Oh man. Oh, it's full of guitars.
yeah, they're obviously a big
Oh, what's that sign say, Chris? Can you zoom in on that? You know, on
which
the
sign?
toilet. What, there's a toilet. There's a sign there. Look, see what's that say? Can you zoom in on that? What's that say?
It says
I bet it says something like "Don't pee on your hands" or something.
blurry, blurry, blur, blah blah
Oh
blah.
man, just say blurry blur. Damn.
Yeah,
It's cool
I
though.
guess it's one of the things of loads of guitars, even got uh
What is that? Planetarium?
a planetarium. Yeah, that's the word.
Holy hell.
Whoever
Well,
this is, they must be connected to Bon Jovi.
love Bon Jovi, yeah. Looking inside the observatory, yeah. Whoa.
It's
Whoa, whoa,
like
whoa.
it kind of feels like that Star Wars corner is like you can put all your Star Wars stuff in this corner of the house as much as you want, and they've gone, okay, I got what you mean, and then it's like the rest of the house, it looks pretty normal,
It looks
but
it,
when you
it,
go
it
to
looks
the
yeah.
man cave, it's like
Yeah, the Star Wars man cave looks amazing, right? But the rest of the house, the decor looks a bit ugh. Do you know what I mean? Needs a bit
so
of a tidy up, I reckon. Yeah.
I don't know
Listed
who
by
it was
the
worth, but it's one of these
Chris,
very
it's only
interesting.
26.5 million. You can afford that, can't you?
No, definitely not. I think I can afford a shop at Aldi To be fair, I'll call it a day.
A big shop at Alder. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it is Southern California, so expect to pay head over heels for such kind of property. But yeah, that's somebody's
Chris,
crazy house.
Rab about this, yeah. Next time you're over there, rab out if you go to the royal, what do they call it, the real estater, right? And ask them if you can have a private viewing of it as a potential to buy. You know what I mean? Do that.
Yeah, sure. But it'll probably be sold by then. Someone will want to buy
It's
these
not
kind of things.
surely, Chris. It's not going to be sold with all that memorabilia in it. Surely not.
I think you'll find that it could be. It definitely could be.
Yeah. Well, okay. Right. So thanks for that, Carly. Thanks for that. So yeah. Where else are we on this? On the Star Wars news. Oh, can we possibly play a trailer? Could we do that? Could we play a trailer?
A trailer for what?
For Behind the Attraction season 2. Do you think we could play a trailer? It'd be like, surely that would be like reviewing a trailer. What do you reckon?
I wouldn't just risk it. I just wouldn't.
Okay, right. Anyway, so well, I'll probably put the. In fact, if you listen to the podcast version, you can hear the audio on it. It says Behind the Attraction, the official trailer for season 2. Now it's all about going into the Disney parks, and it's going to be showing the behind the scenes on the Pirates of the Caribbean, Big Thunder Mountain, Indiana Jones Adventure, Epcot, and the food and nighttime spectaculars. Oh, that looks really good. What we got from here? Google Machine says that the Trellix Sith's name is Darth Talon. Oh, Darth Talon.
Yep.
Chris,
Sounds about right. I did say a female Sith's Twi'lek terribly.
Yeah, I think you're right. Thanks for that, Royal Farm Boy. Awesome.
But now you know.
So, what else is there? That's about it. That's about it, actually. I did know there is a couple of conventions going on around in the UK. There's a Star Walk at this weekend as well. Yeah, there you go. There's a little plug-in for it. Also, I've got believe it or not, I've got a GoFund. Is it a GoFundMe thingy to get better equipment? So if anyone wants to help fund this podcast, would be much appreciable. Even if it's a couple of quid, it'll all go to a good cause. Yeah. That's about it, Chris, for news. And like you said, here's one. Yeah. So we have one more, and it's one to a particular favorite game. Chris, do you want to take this one?
I don't think I have a link for it.
I'm just sending it now. You can take this one, Chris. As I do like to listen to my own voice, but I also like to listen to yours too. Yeah, go on then.
Got you. Okay. Let's wrap it up with a story from Fantatrax. Here we go. So, congratulations, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, nominated at the 41st Golden Joystick Awards. Jedi Survivor is nominated for the PlayStation Game of the Year and Best Storytelling at the 41st Joystick Awards. Voting opens in 10 days on October. Voting is open and is open until October the 20th. That is 10 days from now. So get voting, and yeah, let's make Jedi Survivor, I guess it's Game of the Year, or if it is, PlayStation's Game of the Year, even though I guess it can be on Xbox too, depending on who you ask.
Yeah. Can anybody vote for that, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. You just go to the website and you click vote now through Games Radar. So yeah, and then you just vote through multiple games. 18 pages of it. You can see there's one for best storytelling, one for best, game of the year, and all them different parts. So yeah, get out there and go vote for Jedi Survivor if you've played it. If not, you should really go play it because you are missing out.
Cool. Yeah, it is really, really good. I was just looking over to see if there's anything for Halloween, Star Wars wise, because they often usually put out like little videos or something for Halloween. And I can't find it. I can find some bits for Christmas, like a brand new in-hand look at the Droid Factory holiday astrometric droid. From I take it it's from Star Wars Parks. I take it where you can build it. Yeah. Oh yeah, you all bits and bobs. Yeah, it's got. I'll share it. I'll just share this. Present share screen. Windows. There we go. Here we go. Look. So these are the parts you can buy from Disney Springs and other Disney park locations soon and likely be available on the Shop Disney website. So you can buy. So you can get his head, his body, his arms, and his leg, and the little Christmas wreath to go around his body. I like the colours. I do. I like the colours on them. But they look like Lego figures more than anything. Oh, they're the little droids, aren't they, Chris? Not the big ones. These are the little ones.
Yeah, I definitely think they're the little ones.
Yeah, it's the little one. Yeah, I thought it was one of the big ones. You know, the ones you drive around the park.
No, definitely not one of the big ones that you drive around the park. That tends to be a golf buggy, not necessarily a droid.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. And there it is. Look at that. There it is. H8 R8H23. R8H23. That's about weird. Isn't that a bit weird? H8 usually means something. Holiday 23. Robot. Yeah. Holiday 23. Nah. It's got a bit of a weird head. Looks like a Lego head without the brick bit on top.
Very, very interesting.
Right, yeah. If anybody sees any Star Wars Halloweeny stuff up, like t-shirts or shirts, send me the link so I can put it on our Halloween episode. Because I'd be really interested. Because I'm always on the lookout for some Star Wars Halloween stuff. You hardly see it. So anyway, Chris, shall we now head over to our recap of Ahsoka, episode 8, part 8? Shall we do that?
Of course. The best till last. Is it the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
No, it's the Jedi, the Witch. What is it? The Jedi, the Witch. Oh, you made me double question myself now. Oh, Chris.
The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord.
Did you say wench?
Witch
the Jedi,
and
the Witch,
Warlord.
Jedi, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Funny enough, this is the second. I think it's the second time he's referenced the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I can't think. I saw it on one of those channels that tell you all the links and Easter eggs that you might have missed. You know where you see about them, right? Here we go. To confront the Jedi, Elsbeth is gifted Mother Talzin's sword by the Great Mothers, while Bridger constructs a new lightsaber using spare parts from his late master, Kanan Jarrus. After the ship is damaged by a fighter attack, Ahsoka, Ren, and Bridger make their way on foot to the Chimera, which is docked with the Eye of Zion. They are confronted by Elsbeth and the Night Troopers, whom the Great Mothers keep resurrecting after they are killed. Ren uses the Force to help Bridger jump onto the Chimera. Then she stays behind to help Ahsoka, who kills Elsbeth. The Eye of Siren Zion jumps to hyperspace, leaving Ahsoka, Ren, and Huyang stranded on Parada. As Thrawn and the Great Mothers arrive over Dathomir, Bridger escapes and reunites with Sedula and Chopper. Ahsoka, Ren, and Huyang join the Noti and make their new home on Parada, watched over by Anakin's spirit. Hattie joins the bandits while Skull is guided to a mountain by the statue of the Mortis gods. Right then, what we're going to do, instead of going over bit by bit, because we don't want to get taken down like last time, you start, Chris. You start with this episode. You know, your best bits, down bits. Should we go?
Yeah, I definitely think that what a way to end a season. Some of the best actors, some really great casting. Everything about it was really great, but it just fell slightly short of hitting greatness, I would say. The best shot that Disney's had so far of creating greatness as a Star Wars TV show, and it's the closest that they've got, I believe, since season 1 of Mandalorian. It's been a very cool ride week to week of kooky and special kind of Star Wars animated in real life. I think, overall of this episode, I think where it started was strong. The middle was strong. Parts as it got nearer to the end was questionable. I think personally what left a big sour in my mouth was just the ending it felt rushed, with no direction of what's happening anytime soon. If there's a season 2 already being filmed, or there's a season 2 planned, or we'll find out more about X and Y that happens. It's just very much nebulous. And it could be questions that are on our mind for the next 5 years, potentially.
Yeah. Bearing in mind, because we will do some nitpicking on this episode a bit later on, but we're only nitpicking it because, well, there is some nitpicking to do. But we really did enjoy this. You know what I mean? We didn't hate it. We really enjoyed it. As the series has progressed up to this one, Chris, there is some bits that I was thinking it's really, really slow on. And then some bits were like, oh, we're getting some good storyline here. And then it sort of like deviated off to somewhere else. Like Skull, you know what I mean? Scrolling his apprentice. That seemed, oh man, I wanted more. I just wanted so much more of that character. But unfortunately, we're not going to get any more of him, are we?
I definitely think we will. I think there's potential for animated form. There's potential for Ahsoka 1.5 in the middle of Mandalorian season 4. I think there's potential for recasting of Baylan Skoll. Whilst it's a sad and a tragedy, I think we shouldn't let his story end there. It was obviously building towards something greater. So,
go on.
No, you.
What do you think they're going to recast him?
Well, part of your contract says at Disney that they can use your face and look alike past the passing of the actor. It depends how far Disney wants to go. They could use his identity for the rest of time, but that will be a costly, expensive thing to do.
Yeah.
They could, use a lookalike, or they could use just someone else. I think it's one of these really hard things about efficacy would say, don't do it. Don't just CGI a dead, sadly someone who's passed away over someone else. Just recast them and move on. It happened to Dumbledore, one of the most famous characters of Star Wars. Not that I think, it should happen to all of the Star Wars characters, but I think that was one of the worst strategies of, like Leia. I think it's time to, potentially recast her. Same with Luke, Han. They already did Han.
Yeah.
Why is Luke and Leia any different in these timelines? So personally, whilst it's very sad we lost Ray Stevenson, I personally think he should be recast and his story continues.
Yeah, I agree. I think it does need to be recast, and there is no end of like fan favorites, fan choices of who's possible that could fill his boots. And one person came to mind. Somebody posted it. Was the guy who played in Gladiator? Oh, what's his name? He was in Gladiator. Australian guy. What's his name?
I don't know. I've never watched Gladiator.
What? You've never watched Gladiator? I can't believe that. Gladiator. Hold on. Gladiator. There it is. Oliver. What? You think it would have come up with his name, wouldn't you? Why can I not remember his bloody name? Cast. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe. I can't remember his name. Right, Russell Crowe. He needs to lose a little bit of weight, but he's people are saying Russell Crowe could play that part, and do you know what? I agree. So we had part of his story, his gravitas, like of Ray Stevens, was absolutely fantastic. And like we said before, it's a pity that he's never going to see the love for that character after we've seen his episodes. But he really did appreciate the love when we was at Star Wars Celebrations and we saw him on stage. Everyone was just, when they announced him, oh man, everyone just went crazy, didn't they, Chris? When he came on stage, that was good. Could I was just thinking, Chris, could I possibly play a bit of that feed? Do you reckon of Star Wars Celebrations? What do you reckon? All right. Would that be a no-no?
No.
Okay.
Disney owns everything. You do not want to be taken down.
Okay. But you're right. This is like, it is the closest thing that Disney have produced that's almost unbelievably fantastic. I have to say the special effects in this have been great. It is season 1, season 2 of The Mandalorian. Those first 2 seasons were spot on. Where you can't tell they're in the volume. I love, season 1 of and season 2 of Mandalorian. If you told me that was in the studio, I would never have believed you. Never. That's what this series felt like. Where season 3 of The Mandalorian, you could tell they were in the volume. Absolutely. There were no end of scenes you're thinking, yeah, that don't look real. So they've spent the money. The characters, at first I thought to myself, oh look, Ahsoka is not really in her own show. It's more about Sabine than Ahsoka. That was my only nitpick about it. It's more about Sabine than Ahsoka. And this is literally season 5 of Rebels. It really is.
I wouldn't necessarily is because, if it was season 5 of Rebels, 1, it would be animated, 2, it would be 2 times as long, and 3, there'd be a lot more, fun in it. The story that we got was not a story of Rebels. It was the story of Ahsoka. Ahsoka was the main character. Ahsoka wasn't the main character of Rebels. I think there's very much some things that the direction needed to be grasped a little bit more. Like, not necessarily talking about just this episode, but bigger subjects. But I think we should get on to a review of the season after we wrap up this episode. And yeah, I think the really good things about this episode was the Death Troopers and the zombie and Morgan Ellsworth.
That was
The
so
terrible
good.
thing of this episode was the zombies, the Death Troopers, and
I
Morgan
enjoyed that.
Ellsworth.
I really did. Do you know what? I was gutted. There is spoilers here, folks. right? With this episode, right, it starts off where it's a bit like a chase. It is, well, the beginning starts off where they're actually just lazying about on board the ship, but then they suddenly realize that they've got to get back to the Eye of Sion to get off planet, and then Thrawn starts. He really starts chucking a lot of bodies to stop them from getting back to the Citadel. Would you call it a Citadel temple of where the Dathomirirs are, the Dathomir witches are, where the mothers are, and that looked great because as they were going, trying to get there, by all means, you watched the Eye of Sion dock onto the Chimera, which was great. I thought the effects of that, something so huge. That's what I would love. The scale of the effects of the ship. I was like, wow. It was one of those things to stand there and just look up and go, God damn, that's big. That is big. You know what I mean?
Couldn't believe the size of the data port to allow them to communicate.
The data port. Oh yeah, the little.
Yeah, well, how are you gonna communicate the turbo lasers to be shot from the bridge of the Eye of Sion?
That is true. Yeah, that is true. I
You
thought
gotta,
he fired
have a
them.
data port.
Oh
You
yeah,
have a
you
data
do.
port.
Yeah, you do. It's something that you can stick something in. That's for sure. But those turbo boats were raining down on them, and they seemed to miss them all. And I thought that those turbo battery things blast massive holes. You know what I mean? They ain't just like normal little. They are big cannons. So when those blaster bolts hit the floor, it would have done them serious damage. But they managed to get up to the doors. Now this is a bit weird bit now, Christy, because Ahsoka is on one of those horse dogs. She shouts to Ezra, oh, help me keep the door open. And then so he sticks out his hand, and then he tells to Sabine to do it. So she sticks out her hand, and I was thinking, why are they still saying, she's got the force? Because she hasn't. Just put your hand out. It looks good. But they managed to rush in, and the doors closed behind, and immediately they get set upon by these they're night troopers, aren't they? They're called night troopers, aren't they, at the time? And they take them down. They beat them down really, really, quite quickly. But in the meantime, as Elsbeth, she does get that granted that honor of becoming like a mother. Is she one of the? Does she become one of them? A proper witch of Dathomir. It was. I always thought she was beforehand, as now she is. And they give her they black out her eyeballs, which I thought was really, really cool. And that sword, right? Who is that sword belong
Blade
to?
of
Mother
Talzin.
Talzin. Was she in the cartoon? Was she in the anime? She had the big shoulder pads.
She was the mother on Dathomir in the Clone Wars.
So that was good. How they got that blade out for her, and and then you go back down, of course. And did you honestly think, Chris, that through this episode that Thrawn was kind of generally worried that they were going to make it? Did you get that feeling?
Well, yes. It's one of these really interesting things where at the end of the episode he gloats and gets away with it. But it's one of these things he's like, and I knew I would always win because I know your master. It was Anakin, and he was a Ronin, and you should be here just like him. And it's like, yeah, but you was only inches from getting away. It's like they didn't take their time figuring out that they needed to return as fast as possible. They could have just got there in time.
Yeah, they could have got there in time. Yeah. So then it goes back down to they fight these troopers, these night troopers, and they, of course, this is kind of weird now because what's the one thing that Disney has established about lightsaber stabs, lightsaber slashes, right? That it's walk. If you're a hero, you can just walk it off. It's not a death blow. You know what I mean? Yeah, these stormtroopers, one gets slashed, Chris, right across the arse. He goes, wham, and he goes down dead. He's on the ground, dead. But you can see the slash mark in his armor, only in his armor. And I was thinking, he ain't dead, surely. Is he just laying there thinking, I ain't going back up? I'm not getting back up. I'm going to pretend I'm dead. You know what I mean? And then, of course, and then the Dathomir wishes, they do all their magic and they rise up. Now, this is one of those musical cues that I was telling you about, Chris, that's on the album. It uses that that particular theme that's like, it's like a death theme. You hear it in, I think you've heard it in Star Wars before, but you hear it in like certain like like a dance of death melody. God, what's it called? There was a program called Jonathan Creek. I think it was Jonathan Creek. Let me have a quick look. And that used the same similar music. Hold on. YouTube. Let me just click onto YouTube. No, don't mind me just playing a sample of a song. Oh, they would. It goes. But you got this, but it's the way it there's ching ding ding, you know what I mean? There we go. See if I can play it. Could you hear that? Did you hear that?
Nope, not at all.
Right. Okay. If I just quickly present it. Sync Chrome. There we go. There we go. Right. So just a quick thing here. This is. Yeah, like that. Right. It's got that kind of music in it. In the theme that's on the soundtrack of when they bring the dead back to life. And I loved it. And I was picked up. Oh man, that is so creepy. That is so creepy with those stormtroopers. What did you think of that scene?
Of the stormtroopers? Yeah, I thought they were quite interesting. They didn't stay zombie for a very long time. And this was one of them nitpicks that just kind of confused me. Like, they got up, acted zombie-like, sure. Then they're like, quick, we need to get away, run for a door. Then 2 minutes later, somehow they've cut through the door and now running through the door like normal people. I was like, wait, I thought they were all zombies. But
Yeah.
I guess it's one of these things where the longer you've been reanimated for, the more back to normal you become.
Yeah, it was like they were using blasters to cut through the door, wasn't it? When you thought they would just go, smash it down, but then they just blew it apart, and then they came up, and then I'm sure that Ahsoka ran past another door, and that were blown out, and then all of a sudden they could hear the zombies now smashing that door down, but I'm sure it was already gone. But that you're right with that scene. You know, when they reached the top. Elsbeth was waiting, of course, with a sword. She let the other two go, right? What made her do that? I don't know. And then the zombies came in and just decided to watch. They were like, oh, let's watch, see how this goes down.
Yeah, that was one of them things that it was kind of like, okay, they all got to the top. Ooh, Ahsoka's here, and Elsbeth is here. Let's all gather around, see who comes out on top. If it looks like Ahsoka's going to come out on top, we'll shoot her. Gather around, everyone.
Gather around. Yeah. But what did you reckon to that fight scene?
Yeah, like, I thought it was great, and we were a bit like, oh no, Ahsoka got one of her lightsabers cut in half. Anyway, she has a hoarder on her ship who has many lightsaber parts, so...
A hoarder on the ship. Yeah. Do you know, funny enough, I thought that, you know, when she used the ship to cut down those two troopers, When
TIE
they cut
fighters.
down the 2 TIE fighters, sorry. I was thinking, I hope if they destroy all that memorabilia that she's got in that ship, it's all going to be gone. I've got Nicholas here. Nicholas just wanted to talk about the night troopers, didn't you?
Death Troopers.
The Death Troopers. Well, he's reading the book, Death Troopers. So, whoa. Come here. I'll have to put you on this one. Right, go.
For some reason, Spotify put on the audio book of the Death Troopers, and I think it's better listening to it than reading it, because you can actually hear in the background all the troopers screaming as to communicate, as it's a hive mind, and it's a pretty good thing, good story that they should make into a film. That's the Star Wars film that I want, or series. Such good horror elements in it, and it's a concept that I think should be explored, and I like to see Abeloth show up somehow in maybe Heir to the Empire or Ahsoka season 2 if that happens. Anyways, I'm gonna go have my tea now. Bye.
All right, no worries. See you later. Bye. There you go, everyone. There's a quick review from Nicholas.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
He was. I tell you what, he's invested in that book. That Dark Troopers, Night Troopers, Death Troopers book. I read it ages ago, and I thought it was really, really good. But he was really invested in the episode. He loved it with these troopers getting up. And as soon as it happened, it was one of those moments where you point to the screen and go, "Hey, look, look, there, it's happening right there." It was good. And like I say, with the fighting, Chris, it has to be some of the best lightsaber fighting I've seen in a very, very long time. In any of the series, really. You know what I mean? Apart from that section with Luke Skywalker in the end of Mandalorian Part 2 of Season 2, this has to be the best lightsaber battle I've seen since Episode 3.
But this one's not a lightsaber battle.
I'm saying this series had some of the best lightsaber battles.
Oh, yes. It did. It very much did. It's just that, that thing with Morgan Elsbeth is she's not got a lightsaber. She's got like a weird sword that I just hope that Ahsoka just kind of keeps.
Yeah, just does she pick it up?
I don't know, but I wish she would, and just be like, yeah, now I've got I've got a haunted pirate cutlass
haunted magic sword
and a lightsaber.
I've got a pirate sword, a haunted pirate sword. Yeah, you're right there, Chris. That's a good catch for that. She should keep it. I bloody well would. And plus, that blade was indestructible. A lightsaber couldn't touch it, couldn't cut it. That's how good that metal was. That's really good. And of course, that whole section about how Sabine managed to get the Force. What did you reckon to that? When it happened, we were like, what? Really? I can't believe they went there. But George Lucas is famously saying everybody has got the Force in them. Good and bad. It's just finding it's just tapping into it at the right moment. So I take it, Chris, that anybody can come like a Jedi. You know what I mean? I mean, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It does take a lot of training.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of training, and I think you need to become an apprentice of somebody from a long line of abnormal Jedis.
Well, it's just weird because there she was about to get her face eaten off by one of those dark troopers from Rogue One, and he was dead. I mean, he was dead. He was rotten. So he's been
She's been dead for some time.
So does that mean that all his forces were dead then? You reckon? Because you said they weren't.
Not all of them. Only some of them. Because very much at the start, Thrawn says like, "Are these the ones that are like happy with it?" And Morgan's like, "Yeah, of course. I told them what will happen. As soon as they die, they will just get back up and fine." And they're like, "Yeah, here they are." So I don't think all of them are dead. I think it's very much, well, these are the alive ones, and they said they're okay coming back dead. The ones that died before we found out we could do it, we just brought back without their consent because we didn't know. But it's
Disney
very
for
much,
you.
it's very much one of these things that, like, Thrawn was, well, he's not really a magic guy. He always was, like, not the magic type of person, and the magic always beat him. The
Yeah.
Force always beat him. So taking on the Night Sisters and helping them out, it's one of these really uneasy journeys that we saw through the episode. Was he would say for the Empire, Morgan Elsbeth would say fuck the Empire. This is for Dathomir. Why am I swearing?
Yeah, I'll have
She
to bleep
basically
that
was
one out.
like, and obviously when Morgan dies, that's Holly says that she was sad to see. As she was an interesting character, I felt like she could have a bigger role. I agree. It was one of these things where, like, the Night Sisters were kind of like, we liked her, and now she's gone. But it's one of these interesting things, like, when a TIE fighter dies, Thrawn is like, yeah, give that guy a medal. Well done. When Morgan Elsbeth dies, who's not really part of the Empire, he's like, she did her part. Thank you very much. Now let's move on.
You think
It's
someone
very
said,
much like,
someone should have go, did her part? She built all this, mate. She built all this for you. Yeah. All of this for you. No, not even a plaque. No. Okay, fair enough.
Well, it's one of them interesting things where, as we know, like, yeah, is she truly gone? Is she truly dead? Probably.
Yeah, probably. Did she say she did her duty? I mean, it's what is expected. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. And also, right, so Sabine gets her powers, gets her Jedi powers, right, whips up the lightsaber straight through the head of a dead person. And we all know from The Walking Dead, a headshot will kill a zombie 100%. That one goes down. And then with Ezra, she goes, I'll tell you what, you jump, I'll force push you, then I'll jump and you force grab me. I was thinking, whoa, she's been playing a Jedi game, right? But then
It's
I was
not the
thinking,
Jedi game. It's something that Kanan and Ezra did a lot in the Clone Wars
I
TV
know
show.
they did it. Yeah, I know they did it, right? But she's like, yeah, I can do this now. Yes, no problem. I was thinking, really? I'd be more like, did you see that? I whipped that lightsaber and I did the old zum tip in the head. Did you see it? And Ezra should have gone, yeah, I saw it, mate. I saw it. It was really good. Now, do you think you could force push me? Well, I don't know, mate. Grabbing a lightsaber is a bit different from pushing someone. Can you just imagine that he goes and runs and he goes, and she goes, did you want me to do it now?
Well, this is the point. She's been doing her training. She's been practicing, and it's almost kind of like, I guess it's that coming to Christ moment when you first use the Force. It's now, it's all around you, but you can actually feel it. So I guess it doesn't then matter what quantity. So I would have expected her to do a Force heal, 10 minutes later, just for the fun of it, just for you.
Oh, what on who? On Elsbeth?
Or whoever, to show how powerful she is as a Force user.
And then of course, then Thrawn, he turns around, and of course, Ezra goes. We know that Sabine stays with the Master, and she watches, and they both take on Elsbeth, don't they? And of course, Elsbeth gets killed. She dies. Oops, she dies. And funny enough, when she got killed, me and Christopher, you're Christopher, me and Nicholas said, surely she could walk that off. Darth Maul got cut in half, and he still got up and walked off, didn't it? She just
I think it's what comes next that makes it a little bit harder to walk off.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. And then, of course, then Thrawn, he destroyed. Did you notice that? The faces of the Dathomir witches. And he goes, bombard the citadel, blow that up. And they're like, what? That's like, do you know how much that's cost us in real estate? Why are you just going to destroy it? He'd be like, well, sisters, you're not coming back, are you? You know what I mean?
Well, he really wanted to make sure Ahsoka didn't make it.
Yeah.
That was the point of like, his cards were coming pretty thin of like, nope, it's time to go. Just do your best. We're out of here.
Yeah.
And
It's like,
I don't want to say that it all happened a bit too fast, but I'm surprised by how fast that ship got to space for its size compared to Ahsoka's tiny ship. Whereas like it kind of felt like a minute or so, but you know, okay, fine, totally fine. Don't worry. It's just a fantasy TV show. Don't have to think about it too much.
Yeah.
But we all knew Hu Yang would be there when they jumped off. That was obviously he was always there, ready to go.
So he fixed that ship really quick, didn't he? He fixed it super
he didn't
quick.
Fix it.
And the
Noti with their electrocution. Definitely got there.
Yeah, they did.
They've been fixing up trailer parks for days. They know how to fix a ship.
Noti in a half shell. Noti power. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they know how to do it. Yeah.
So obviously they fly away to the ship, and this is where like they're super close, and Thrawn's like, nope, I've got away this time. You know, I'm gonna give you a bad guy monologue, and he succeeds and he gets away. And Ahsoka and Sabine and Hu Yang was left behind.
Honestly, go.
Luckily, Ezra made it back.
Yeah. I was convinced that that Ahsoka was going to do an Empire Strikes Back and plant the ship on the side of the Star Destroyer as it went forward. They just
didn't get time.
Didn't get time. The ship was just not fast enough, Chris.
And to be fair, they did put all the power in engines, and it did go a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, but of course, Ezra. This is one of those moments, you know, when Ezra goes in the episode before it goes, "I'm all ready to go home." It's like that trope from horror movies where they say, well, "Let's split up and search around." You go, "No, don't split up. Never split up." Right. So when he went, "Oh, I'm all set to go," we thought, "You're not going home, mate. You are not going home." But who thought he was going to go home and they were going to stay? But this is my big nitpick now with this bit, right? That so there was a fantastic shot, of course, of the Chimera on the Eye of Zion approaching Dathomir. I love that shot. Thought it was so impressive as it was going down. It reminded me of a Rogue One shot with Jadir and the Death Star slowly coming up over the horizon. I thought that it looked just like that. But then you sort of switch over for Dathomir, the witches go for Dathomir, and then you see how many photo torpedoes they've stolen off Starfleet in their cargo hold of just sitting there. Or is it all Khan's survivors? Khan, all in hypersleep. Anyway, but then you see a ship heading towards the rebel fleet. It's obviously it's an Imperial class ship. It's being flanked by 2 A fighters. It lands. They all come out. Sadula with all the team, Chopper and all the other rebels all come out with their guns. And the door opens, this ship, and he walks out wearing his uniform, a stormtrooper's uniform with a hat, comes down. Bearing in mind what happened in episode 1 when this happened, they sort of like, oh yeah, come close. You think they would have gone, shoot, whoever comes down that ramp, shoot them. Don't let them come up and explain them. Shoot them. Have you not seen what happened on that last ship? Shoot them. But he comes down the ramp with his stormtrooper, gets up, walks a few paces, stops. Chopper then goes up to him and goes, then he takes off his helmet. I was thinking, what are you doing, mate? What have I missed here? Why would you fly that ship all the way from there to there and walk down that ramp with your helmet on?
Well, he doesn't know that someone shot someone came out there and murdered everyone on the ship
I know that, Chris.
in the same ship.
It was the same ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was the same ship. Yeah. So
It
they
was the
thought it
same
could have been
ship.
Scroll, couldn't it? It could have been him. And
It
they
could
let
have
him
been
land.
Bane Scroll.
Yeah, and they let him land. That's the thing. Is it a Jedi? Don't let him land.
It's
Freak's
like,
sake, don't let
yeah,
him land.
I think the last 10 minutes, you know, I don't want to get too like, well, that was a bummer, you know, but it's like the last 10 minutes were like, it just felt like there's just some things missing. Like, oh, yes. And whilst this stormtrooper who's actually Ezra is speaking to, brother, it's not Sabine, it's
Sedula.
Sedula, yeah, General Sedula. I forgot her first name. It's not coming to me. Hera. It's like, how can we make this better? We'll put the ghost in the background. That's just what we need. It almost felt that it was great because we had the ghost in the background, but there was one person missing. Can't quite remember. They were with Carson Tecker. I can't quite remember who. You know.
Yeah.
Guess he was an important part of Rebels. Too busy doing other things, you know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Right, they used him in a Mandalorian episode, so we know they've got the live action, you know, skin, the Fortnite skin of him. So why was he? Who we're talking about, Chris?
Who?
You tell me
What's his
who.
name? Do you remember his name?
No, I can't remember.
It's escaped me in a second. It's
Come on, it's
my brain.
Come on,
my
Chris.
brain is now. It's Zeb.
Zeb, that's it. Well done. I did know. It's just I was like really wanted you to say it.
Of course. Yes, Zeb. You know.
Zeb. So they had the skin of Zeb, but they didn't use him. Why?
General. Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of these things. They obviously ran out of budget. They went,
Season 2.
Do we put him in Mandalorian or do we put him in Ahsoka? Yeah, I think we should put him in the Mandalorian. That makes more sense. You know, can't have all of them in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Training new pilots.
Oh, we was told he's training new pilots on what's that? What?
Alda. It's
Adelf base.
You're ruining my pronunciation by saying it's Aldefine. Aldefine base? Aldefine. Now you've said it wrong. I just can't get it right in my head.
Eldefine? Eldefine? Eldefy? What is it? How's it pronounced? Adelphi? Base? How's it pronounced, Chris? Adelphi? Go on. How's it done? Come on.
Adelphi. There we go.
Adelphi base.
Yes, my brain was losing it from a Adelphi. Yes, Adelphi. I did it just before Raw Farm Boy got it in. I would like to just say that my brain just died for a moment. But yes, it's Adelphi. Well, of course he was busy training pilots because what else has he got to do? You know, if Leia could send a random, you know, droid to help help Hera, not that a random, you know, guy can come and be there as well. But anyway, yeah, it just felt like Zeb would have been really great to see, even for like 5 minutes at the end or something.
Yeah.
Whilst we haven't seen him, I guess we might see it in Mandalorian season 4 with Zeb and
might invite him over to his house for a barbecue.
Yeah, with Zeb. And I've literally
Tucker.
forgot all names. I was about to call him Miguel.
Wolf.
His name's not Miguel.
Yeah.
It's Ezra.
Ezra.
My brain has just.
So anyway, right. So then, of course, we get the after credit scene. Only joking, there wasn't an after credit scene, but if it was a Marvel TV show or a Marvel film, this would be the after credits bit. So we go back to the planet side where Ahsoka is, and they're having a bit of a chat. They're having a chat. Ahsoka and Sabine are having a bit of chat, saying, "You know what? It's good to be a Jedi," and she's like, "Yeah, you know what I mean." But then she sort of like goes, "Oh." She has this inkling that something is there. And she goes, "What is it?" And she goes, "Oh, it's just a feeling. Something in the air, something like that." So then they turn around, they start walking off, and then the camera pulls back. And who would you believe is there? It's Anakin Skywalker, Force Ghost.
I thought he was gonna say it was Obi-Wan Kenobi, or it was I don't know, Darth Maul.
Yeah. Oh man, let me just. I've got to pull something up, right. There's something I think it's really, really funny. See if I can find it.
I think it's just a bit ironic that Ahsoka ends how Obi-Wan ends, with the same kind of theory of, "We've always been there. You've just not been ready to see us. Your prejudice and your judgment had stopped you being aligned with the Force."
Yeah. Because what's his name was just stood there around, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't want to get nitpicky with all this stuff, because obviously we've been going on for far too long already.
Yeah.
But Anakin didn't get redeemed as Anakin. Like, he got redeemed as Darth Vader. Like, we can put Anakin there, but like, it's one of these weird things where it's like, you're not going to put Darth Vader there. Well, as you said, as we had originally, in the original cut was old Anakin Skywalker, but they were like, no, we've hired Hayden Christensen. Now he's going to be put there.
Yeah. Check this out.
Oh, now you show up. Good job.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna teach her a lesson.
I don't know if it was intentional, but that sounds ominous.
Just like I'm gonna help her with some Jedi
Well,
homework.
maybe work on your tone and sentence structure.
Hey guys, what are you up
Well,
to?
we're just watching these women from afar.
Again, don't say it like that. And smile more. It's less sinister when we smile more.
This better?
Right, now in this one, you're not going to go all Vader again, are you?
I ain't making no promises.
Which one was your Padawan again, Anakin? One of the little hermit crab people.
Mm-hmm.
The one that dual wield.
Oh, like a Ninja Turtle.
No, Kai, she's the orange one.
Ah, yeah. I've seen it before. Is that the one you were booting around the Force Netherworld a few weeks ago?
That's right. Okay, Grandmaster Qui-Gon. Let's introduce you to your great-grand Padawans.
Oh, Kiari's gonna be pig sick.
Who wants this? Fiona Milway.
Sorry, I think this is sadly much better. Is this? And this is honestly one of the most funniest YouTube channels I've seen. He's done a few reviews. Tell me if you can hear this.
Oh God, this one's so good. Yeah, you're right. This is really, really good. Go on, Chris, play it. Can't hear it.
I think I have to stop sharing, then share there with audio tab, and then to share audio, select a tab instead. What the hell?
This is a really good channel. It's a really good channel with George Lucas reviewing certain episodes of Ahsoka. It's really, really good. Can you do it?
Yeah. Just 1 second. I've just got to move it. Browsers. Basically, new Chrome things have stopped it, making it easy. So here we go.
Right.
Here we go.
What are you looking at, Sabine?
What is it?
I think Sabine has just realized she may have made a bad decision. If you wanted to write a good character moment, you'd write a scene like that right here, but good character and Disney just don't mix well. Oh, Ahsoka. I'm so glad that we found out this season that you have decided that you just want to live. Wait, is that Anakin? Oh, I love seeing my sweet chosen one. But does seeing Anakin make up for the rest of the season?
They are very funny.
Sabine.
Like,
I think he's behind you.
I knew I could count on you.
Yep, there he is. Mr. Wait a second. What's his name? Well, now I remember. This is the Whale Whisperer. Ezra Bridger, Star Wars, Rebels. Oh my God, Sabine is smiling. I didn't know she could actually have more than one facial expression. And a hug. I can't believe these characters are actually showing human emotions. I'm shocked. You see, now for the first time during this show, I'm starting.
I don't want to get the stream taken down, but they're very funny.
What's his website called? What's his channel?
GOM Films.
GOM Films, yeah.
There's a few of them. The funniest ones are the ones where he talks over the scenes between Anakin and Ahsoka, and yeah, it's just how he says the random things like "my sweet chosen one," you know. So Anakin's like my sweet chosen one. He is my main character. You know,
they are really funny.
Star Wars character. You're right. It's Anakin. You know,
he goes. Did he say something about Throne? He goes, "Oh, if only there was any Star Wars back history we could go to." Oh, yeah, press for the was. You know what I mean? So funny. And the one I clicked up was this guy called Charlie Hopkinson. He's at Charlie Hopkinson's on YouTube as well. He does all these videos, deep fakes with Qui-Gon Jinn reacts to the best of Star Wars since 2005. And Obi-Wan reacts to Ezra's return. Is really, really good. Really, there is some really good Star Wars comedy out there. I think we will have to, Chris. I think what we'll have to do, you know, why there's no Star Wars shows, we'll have to review some of these bits. You know what I mean? Review some of these guys and see. I'll do a couple of reach outs, see if I could get them in, and we'll have a chat with them as well. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Very much so.
So, Chris, was that it? Is that it? What's your overview?
I think we need to do a bigger level. We haven't even touched on Balan Skoll and his cliffhanger.
Go on, Chris. Go on then. You said it would come.
Well, exactly. We were running this forward to this season going, I hope they don't leave him on a cliffhanger. Well, they literally did.
On a literal cliffhanger. He's actually standing on the bogey finger of the father who's pointing to this area. There's, in the distance, there's this little mountain with a light on the top. Now, isn't that the same thing in the Mortis trilogy that it points to?
Is Peridia actually Mortis? It's a good question. Is the obelisk they enter a teleportation system to Mortis? It's a good question. Why is the daughter destroyed, but the son and the father remaining? It's a good question. Is Ahsoka actually always meant to become the daughter? The son is the father is always going to be Anakin, and the son is someone else. Maybe, you know, it could be, but we do know that yes, Ahsoka and Sabine get stuck there, but Ahsoka knows it's not the end. It's just part of the journey, and the Force has a way of telling me it's going to be okay. Somehow this owl keeps finding me.
Yes. Oh, yes. Is it Moria, the owl as well?
Moria, like the mines of Moria? No.
Yeah.
It's Morai.
Morai. Yeah. Yeah, she flew. Everyone was thinking, we're going to see the owl. Of course we did. Quick, look, there's an owl. Where? It's over there. Look, see. Oh yeah, it is. Phew. Glad we got that one in. Oh yeah. And then it was, and of course, then it went to Hattie. She of course went back to the bandits, which I thought they were all dead, but obviously not. And she actually caught them while they were doing a bit of pillaging. Or was that their camp that was on fire?
That was
I'm
their
not too
camp,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, she has a lightsaber, so
zoom. She holds up a lightsaber like wham, just like that gesture in the Fantastic Mr. Fox when they're on the motorbike at the end, and Mr. Fox looks across and goes, "A wolf!" He stops, looks at the wolf. The wolf looks at him, and then the wolf goes, puts his hand up like that, and he goes,
"Yeah." It's one of these things where technically, if you want to take off your glasses or something, when Yoda dies, he can technically be like, for a very short period of time, in about 5 years, you will be the only Jedi in this galaxy. Because it's a weird saying he says to Luke, considering that there's Ezra, Ahsoka, Balin, they're all out there.
Yeah. Royal Fanboy said the daughter statue is gone because she exists in Morai, also in Ahsoka. Ah, right. Okay. In Ahsoka. Oh, sounds a bit weird.
Well, this is one of them things that if you remember the arc, the son kills the daughter, and and Anakin transfers the daughter's essence into Ahsoka to keep her alive. Some tin hat theories are like, that's a statue of Ahsoka because it doesn't quite look right, but the head's gone, so you won't know. I very much think like it depends how kooky you want to get. Are they going to start revisiting this and be like, Balin got there and they're there? Like, is it from the past? Is it from the future? Is it from now? When did they die? When did not? You could understand that they destroy the daughter because the daughter is a sign of the good, when the son is a side of the bad. But the son is not necessarily evil. He's a side of the side of the force that evolves around
the balance, isn't
being
it?
scared. No, not necessarily being evil and good. Like the light is, all the good things necessary, but the bad, the son was more about like greed and not wanting people to suffer, and like it wasn't just good versus bad. It was like one of these larger scale things. And I think it's a very interesting twist to take Star Wars in, because this is something that I don't think we're gonna see covered in the next season of Mandalorian. Will we see it in like another Ahsoka TV show, season 2? Are we gonna now just wait on this until the movie that we're supposedly moving forward to? There's a lot more questions that get left open by the season. Not that that's a bad thing. I just wish one or two of them would be wrapped up.
Yeah, you're right. The other thing that kept going through my mind is, imagine when that guy was living on that planet and somebody came up to him and goes, right, so you wanted a sign saying where to go. You went, yeah. Right, I've got these little signs here saying, look, mortars, 100 yards down that way. Follow the path. Don't go on the moors. Follow that. No, mate. I want a 100-foot statue pointing with this finger. Pointing that way. Okay. All right, we'll build it. That's the only thing that went through my mind.
Part of me just it's one of these things where you could say it's all like, not that it's all connected, like Mortis was always here on Peridia. Mortis is not actually a planet, it's just a county of Peridia,
Yeah.
Do we want
it is Mortis itself, yeah, you're right.
But I think at the same time, like, who really cares? The son's dead, the father's dead, the daughter's something.
Resurrected. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
So, like, are they just going to get there if it is Mortis and be like, well, what happened here? You know? Oh, there's just a portal here. That's very convenient.
Oh,
And I
that takes
step
us
through
straight
this
back to the
portal,
other.
and
back
we're
to,
in the other universe.
Back in the universe, yeah. We're looking for Stargates out here, mate. Stargates. Oh, there is a crossover. Whenever
And do remember that Ezra finds the portal to save Ahsoka through Morai telling him where to go. Through the at the Lothal portal, they had imagery of the father, the son, and the daughter. They lined up the puzzle. It opened a door to the world between worlds. They went to world between worlds. Ezra met Morai. Morai guided Ezra to the portal to save Ahsoka. Almost like what is going to happen is already happened, and what hasn't happened is going to happen.
Ooh,
it's kind of like fate in the Force.
That could also be what Balin Scroll was talking about as well, Chris, about how everything keeps repeating. They go, you know what I mean? The Jedi rise of Jedi, the fall, the rise of the Empire, the fall of the Empire. It keeps repeating. And he was going on about how he wanted to stop that repeat. Just wanted to end it. So could he be going there to end the Force? Get rid of it? Full stop? Obviously no, because we all know, unfortunately, we've got the sequel trilogy, which is all pointing. Perhaps that statue of the man was pointing First Order that way. Sequel trilogy.
Remember, the First Order, it needs to be one of these things of like, yeah, how do they just become here? There's a lot of work to do in a short amount of time, but it's pretty much everything gets devastated by cutting down Thrawn, and it's a Hydra. You've cut off one head, and another one appears.
It's 30 years. We have got 30 years, you got to remember, from this point to the Rise of Skywalker, to the Force Awakens. It's 30 years.
I would have thought it's at least 25 by now. I would have thought like Mandalorian's at least covered 5 years or so.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, still a long way away. Still a long way away.
Wait,
is that about it? Is that
wait?
Oh,
I did say 5 years. I remember having a conversation when Mandalorian season 3 came out about like Dave Filoni or someone saying it's been like 10 years or something off screen or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I think
I
you're
can't
right,
quite remember, but it's one of these interesting things of like, of course, time is going to be fast, but
yeah. So are we all done now, Chris? And if anything you want happening in season 2?
Yeah, what I would really like to see in season 2 of Ahsoka is Bo-Katan. Sooner or later, I'd really like to see, you know, that connection get rekindled. I'd also like to see Dathomir. It's the first time we've seen it in live action. I think it would be great to know what's going on. But what I really want to see is for Thrawn not to just monologue about how dangerous he actually is, but to show the New Republic how dangerous he actually is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want them to resolve the cliffhanger from part 1. And I want the Noted to come back with them. I don't want them being left on the planet. Let's bring them all back. Bring them all back alive. Right then, Chris. Shall we end the show then?
Of course. I think the very final thing to say is, are we glad that Ahsoka finally has had her own TV show?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm glad to see her in live action. I'm glad to have seen her in this. This episode, this series was great for me. I loved it. I'm gonna put, out of all the shows you rewatch, I've rewatched The Mandalorian, not season 3. I've watched season 1 and 2. I've rewatched it. For some reason, I rewatched the Boba Fett one, and it weren't as good the second time around. No, let me rephrase that. I rewatched the episodes with the Mandalorian in. They're the episodes I rewatched. But this one I've definitely rewatched. I've watched it up here on the screen, and I've watched it downstairs a couple of times. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I thought it was brilliant. There is some bits and bobs you think, yeah, okay. Because it was that whole Sabine being a Jedi. Now she is now referenced as a Jedi. To me, it's crap. It's utter crap. Nowhere in Rebels was ever said that she was a Jedi. They were just training her to wield a lightsaber. Anybody can wield a lightsaber. You don't have to use the Force to wield a lightsaber. Anyone. So all of a sudden, she found that she could use it.
Well, you say
Okay.
that, but Din did wield it terribly. Maybe it's just a woman thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Right then, Chris, that brings us to the end of this show. Right. Well, it's been a great one. It's been nearly 2 hours. We want to wrap this one up because we've both got work in the morning. I just wanted to put on, because Royal Farm Boys come on with this one. Congrats on 100 episodes. Glad I was here to help. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Royal Farm Boy. You have been on a couple of times. You was on last week. That video will be going back up once I've edited it. Of course, I've got to edit it for it to go back up. And I'll be doing the audio next, so that'll be up. So yeah, thank you for that. And he's also just put on, looking forward to the audio in my podcast playlist. Absolutely. And there's one thing that Raw Farmboy knows what to do, and that's share, and sharing this podcast. Like I said, this is our 100th episode. It's been a great run. I'm open for another 100 episodes. I'd like to make the show bigger. I'd like to do more. I'd love to do more intros. I'd love to do animated intros, but I just can't do them, using AI. I just can't. And you got to remember, this show, we make this show for free. We don't make no money from this podcast. The Southgate Media literally make nothing from this show. We put it out there because of our love for Star Wars. We put it out there for the love of communicating with other Star Wars fans, an alternative perspective to what you see on the mainstream. Now, there is a lot of Star Wars podcasts out there that do make an awful lot of money, and they are sort of generated by the people, whether they're Patreon and subs and stuff like this. So everything we produce, we put it out there. It's yours to use. And there's often sometimes when I'm doing sound effects and stuff like that, if I make up a new sound effects, I usually stick it on YouTube as well, so other people can use it. And that's we just like doing it for the fans. And like Christopher, he goes abroad an awful lot, and we do reviews, and he did his video about when he went to Lucasfilm, which was great. So we all share. We like sharing. And if you've got anything to share, then you could get hold of this. So anyway, back to this. So thank you for joining us on Radio Free Endor. We hope you've enjoyed immersing yourself in the galaxy far, far away with us. Stay connected with us on social media and be part of our vibrant community. Search for us at Radio Free Endor on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Sorry, Twitter, X, formerly Twitter, should I say. I'll have to change that. Instagram and YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please hit that button, the like button, and the subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date from when our latest episodes are going to drop. And we love discussions and exciting news on our site. If you want to dive deeper into Star Wars with us, send your thoughts, comments, and questions to radiofreeendor@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow me, Jamie_R_Burns on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Chris.
You can follow me at Burn Chris.
We would love to hear from you and have a galactic chat. How cool is that? Sorry, I got a bit of a cough there. For all you super fans out there, head over to TeePublic and get your hands on official Radio Free Endor merchandise. Whether it's a t-shirt, hoodies, masks, stickers, key rings, mugs, or a mouse mat, we've got it covered. Show your love for the show and look ultra cool while doing it. I'm wearing my official t-shirt there. Look at that, with the AT-AT, with the old AT-AT on Endor, which I absolutely love. Remember, iTunes is your go-to place to download our show, so make sure you leave us a fantastic 5-star review. Your support means the galaxy to us and help us reach more listeners who are hungry for more Star Wars content. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Radio Free Endor, and may the force be with you, and we look forward to bringing you more thrilling adventures from the galaxy far, far away. Can I also just say that thank you for all the listeners, for all the questions, for all the emails we have got over the 100 episodes. It's been absolutely fantastic, and here's to 100 more episodes to come.
Only
thank you,
another
Chris.
5 years.
Yeah, another 5 years. Thank you, Chris, for coming on and helping out and taking over and finding the time to come on when it's possible. And it's good. It's good to chat with you. As you being my son, it's great to have that interaction with you. Being a fantastic Star Wars. See what happens when you're a Star Wars fan. You can actually imprint your son. Oh yeah.
I want to go with the imprinted thing. My partner told me that's a pretty weird thing from Twilight. Werewolf imprints on a
Oh
baby
God.
girl.
Oh my God. Don't even go there with that, mate. Don't. Horrible. Anyway.
That's for you,
So,
Holly.
Yeah. Ugh. Right. Anyway, so it's just a thank you and a good night from me and Chris. Anything you want to say?
Here's to the next season of whatever it's going to be. Probably will be Skeleton Crew. I think we'll probably have another one just before that, just to wrap up our season-wide thoughts of Ahsoka. Maybe in a week or two, when the whole space is diluted and everyone has time to catch up and understand. Once that's all done, I think we'll have one more. But if not,
And Halloween, got our Halloween episode.
Got Halloween exclusive. If not, we'll see when Skeleton Crew gets here.
Okay. That sounds
There'll
good
be no
to me.
skeletons in this wardrobe.
Right then. See you later, everybody. And have a good night. Night. Say bye, Chris.
Bye. Sorry. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you later.